Freedom is more than money, but money definitely contributes to you buying your freedom. The truth is, most people get it twisted. Money doesn't buy happiness, but neither does being broke. If you know how to use it, money buys freedom, and freedom gives you the time to figure out what makes you happy. In this Sunday motivational video, we're looking at 15 ways to buy back your freedom. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Number 1. Control the flow of money in your life. The goal is to be happy, healthy, and fulfilled. The shortest way to get there is to get you rich first. You see, Aluxer, money is like air. When you have enough, you don't even think about it. When you're constantly grasping for breath, you can't think of anything else. Lack of money will make you miserable, and to escape misery, you'll be deliberately enslaving yourself. It'll take a few years to realize you actually hate being in a cage. The fastest way to buy freedom is to get rich. You can't become rich if you don't control the flow of money in your life. This means you become free when you can earn more or less based on your desire to do so. Most of you will earn the same no matter how hard you work, so what do? You default to working just a bit above what's required. This is one of the biggest money traps in life. While you think you're rigging the system, you've actually installed a ceiling to your earnings. If you're in your prime, you should be able to control how much you earn. Number 2. Quit the soul-sucking job. For some of you, your job will never lead to true freedom. You're meant to earn just enough so you survive and can afford a once-a-year trip, so you lie to yourself that everything's going okay. Here's what people get wrong. You try to get the highest-paying job possible, even if it's making you miserable, and you put up with it because at least at some point, it'll give you the lifestyle you want. People who think like this have it backwards. Instead of working miserably hoping to be able to afford a lifestyle later on, pick the lifestyle you want and then figure out what kind of job or business will allow for it. It's nobody's responsibility to make sure you get what you want in life, and we feel like too many people are out there waiting for their master to give them a sock. Number 3. Forgive the past. You can buy freedom from the past, the chains of past trauma and pain holding you back for years and years. You could find a great therapist and start working through it. People who allow the past to define their present, they never actually live. Time is passing. No matter what happened, you owe it to yourself to enjoy the present. What happened to you shouldn't have happened, but allowing it to keep you in a self-designed cage of doubt and misery isn't going to do you any good. The past is a terrible master. The thorns keep on hurting us because we refuse to let go. Number 4. Forget the future. If people stuck in the past live with trauma, pain, regret, and a feeling of injustice, while people who are constantly living in the future are crippled by anxiety. For them, life doesn't matter until they arrive. The destination is the only thing that matters. And the problem with this approach is that destination thinking traps you in a cage of unhappiness, stress, and anxiety until you arrive at your destination. And what you're feeling in this process, please know it is self-imposed. You could quite literally flip a switch and not feel the way you do, but you choose to do it. It helps to know where you're going, but allow life to unfold itself before you. Once you do, you'll finally be able to enjoy it. Number 5. Be your own boss. Here's how you should think about it. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If someone can tell you where to be, when to be there, and what to wear, you're not free. The ability to toy with our own time is the greatest measurement of freedom. The satisfaction of driving a Mercedes-Benz is mitigated if you're driving it to a 9-to-5. One could never be free until they earn full rights over their own thoughts, body, and time. And people are waking up to this. Traditional jobs no longer lead to a satisfying life, so everyone is looking for alternatives. People are quitting traditional employment by the millions to start working as freelancers, consultants, or independent contractors. Not only do they earn substantially more than they did in their former jobs, but they're finally in control of their time. They choose if they want to work more or less. They choose if they want to be in the city, the suburbs, or at the beach. Work in the modern day has dramatically changed, and chaining you to an office the way we used to do with old factory workers simply will not cut it. We believe anyone can become a freelancer and achieve financial and location independence. Last Sunday, we opened the doors to what we named Freelance Mastery, a premium learning experience that helps people to start and maximize their income by finally getting paid what they're worth. Go to Alux.com/freelance and enroll in Freelance Mastery today. The doors are open for only 24 more hours, and after that, we're closing it down so we can handhold everyone who's ready to commit to a lifestyle change or simply looking for a secondary income. Early reviews are great, and if you use the promo code ALUXER, you'll get 25% off at checkout. Go to Alux.com/freelance. Number 6. Earn money while you sleep. Now that you've figured out you need to be in control of your income, it's time to build wealth. One can be free without material wealth, but it's certainly easier to get there if you have it. You will never be wealthy if you trade time for money. You could be rich for a while, but wealth is the peace of mind of not having to do something just because you need to. The fundamental basis of earning while you sleep is leverage. What can you build once and sell 1,000,000 times? Media, code, content, these are just some examples. You record a song once and people will be able to buy it, stream it, license it as many times as they want, and you will get paid every time. You write a book once, you get paid every time someone buys a copy. You write a piece of code that solves a problem, people will pay to access it. It's the same thing with this video and our entire library of content. We build once, but the residual value is for as long as the information is relevant to you, the Aluxer. And if you do find it valuable, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel because we're here trying to get 5 million subs and every click counts. Number 7. Pay off your debt. One can never be free if someone else is enjoying the fruits of their labor. Debt is modern-day slavery. You have to work to pay off the interest first, and you'll not regain your freedom until they get all their money back. What a way to live! In this case, paying off debt is you literally buying back your freedom from the banks. Start with any high-interest debts. Ridding yourself of these should be a top priority, and then you can work yourself down through the list. Number 8. Overcome addiction. As you've realized by now, buying back your freedom is about control over oneself. Addiction takes away that control and puts it into substances, into consumption or other people's validation. Addiction is a bad trade you make where you exchange years of your future for moments of bliss in the present. Some people do it because it's the only happiness they can find, as nobody taught them how to get it irrespective of medication or external consumption. And some people are addicted because of trauma, and in this case, definitely seek out the mental health supports you need. Number 9. Cut off toxic relationships or divorce. Johnny Depp put it nicely when he said, "The worst prison in the world is a home without peace. Be careful whom you marry or fall in love with." There's no point in a life of self-inflicted misery when the alternative is happiness and bliss. This is Nicole Kidman after signing the divorce papers from Tom Cruise. Now, if that doesn't look like a person who just got their freedom back, then what does? Your relationships are like your soil. If they are nourishing, you grow. If they're toxic, you'll die off. If the goal is thriving, one should be very careful with the soil in which they plant themselves. Number 10. Location independence. The world is a lot bigger than the city you find yourself in. On the other side of the mountains, there are lands of abundance, great food, great people, and adventure. It's up to you to explore the world and figure out ways for life to be interesting. Nobody wants to live a boring life where they spend their time wondering, what if? This is the first time in human history where you're free to move around and your professional life will not be impacted. You can still be you from anywhere in the world. When we built Alux, we did so in a way to maximize the freedom of everyone working at the company. All our employees are working fully remote from different parts of the world. All they need is their laptops and to be focused enough to perform, or in my case, a microphone. Most of them over-deliver because they're happy with their lives. You can't be location independent if they make you come to an office. You can't be location independent if you don't have an international client list. You can't be location independent if you don't structure your value proposition in a way that scales over time. All of this is covered in Freelance Mastery, and this is the last day for you to get in. In less than 24 hours, you'll be regretting missing this opportunity. Not to mention that education is a deductible expense, so if you've got a business, this is a tax write-off. Go to Alux.com/freelance and enroll in Freelance Mastery today. And don't forget to use the promo code ALUXER for 25% off. Let's get you to be location independent. Number 11, outsource the boring. Last week, we were training a group of high-growth entrepreneurs, and we covered this idea of shoveling shit. Every business has a series of boring, repetitive, time-consuming, and unpleasant tasks that need to be done, otherwise everything falls apart. In the early days, all you do is shovel shit. The goal is to make enough money so you can eventually pay someone to shovel that shit for you while you're focused on growing the business. Your entire look on life changes once you realize you could pay someone a fraction of what you're earning, and in doing so, you're actually free to earn more money. Make a list right now of the boring things in your life that you hate doing and find ways to outsource or automate. Number 12, get off the grid. The more independent you are from a resource perspective, the more emotionally stable you are when it comes to life. We get stressed because we have bills to pay, to keep a roof over our heads, and put food on the table. Now, imagine you own fertile land. On it, you build a home for you and your family to live in. Your energy needs are being met through solar, wind, and water. Heating during the winter is coming from thermal waters deep in the ground. You grow your own food, you take care of livestock that lives a good life. You still have the tools of the modern-day society through satellite internet, such as Starlink, and you're 30 to 40 minutes away from a big enough city to meet all your societal emergencies. We think that more and more people are going to give up living in cities and purchase land and property a little further away. For example, in France, you can buy a 16th century chateau with land for the price of a 2-bedroom apartment. Number 13. Find meaning and purpose beyond the material. Modern society has turned its back to spirituality in favor of materialism and cheap dopamine, but there's still value to be found. We're not talking about organized religion here, okay? But searching for meaning in a world where most people feel deprived of it. What is your purpose? Why are you alive? What are you contributing? Why is the world better because you live in it? Why should you wake up tomorrow? These are all deep questions that most people never get around to answering because it's hard to figure out who you really are if you need to put food in your children's mouths. That's why at Alux we believe everyone should get rich first. Once you get that out of the way, things can more easily fall into place if you know what you're doing. Number 14. A home, a loving partner, and a predictable income. The more you think about it, the more you realize that's really all you need. Own a home, genuinely love the person you're with, and don't have to worry about money. That's the goal. If you want to measure freedom, start with these 3. That's the threshold. People make the mistake of setting these wild and out there goals for their lives. Like, I want to be filthy rich. But do you really want that? Because look, nothing filthy is actually desirable to the human condition. I want to be a billionaire. Sure, sounds good, but why not shoot for predictable income first? 99% of the population would agree that a home, a loving partner, and a predictable income would qualify for winning at life. Your goal isn't to win everything everywhere. Just be in the top percentile of your age bracket and enjoy life. Number 15. The ability to speak your mind without public repercussions. Now, we left this for the end as it's the most controversial aspect of the video. A person is not free if they are forcefully indoctrinated. Now, you can't be free if others are caging your ability to think and share those ideas with others. We might not always like what we hear, we might not always say the right things, but as a species, we thrive through intellectual discourse by challenging ideas out into public forums. Elon Musk's recent acquisition of Twitter tried to contribute to this specifically. Look, love or hate the guy, he could be somewhere on an island covered in excess, luxuries, food, women, whatever he wants. Yet, he's currently sleeping in the Twitter headquarters, trying to figure out how to make Twitter a true public forum without setting everything on fire. We can't limit our ability to evolve by enforcing a single answer. Forced conversion and forced outcomes are always limiting and, with a long enough time frame, are self-imploding. From afar, we're seeing the negative effects of woke culture slowly chipping away at the fabric of society. We all want a more inclusive world, definitely, but any ideology taken too far becomes almost dictatorial in nature, and the outcome is actually exclusivity, the removal or imprisonment of those who don't fit a certain ideology. You are free to share your opinion, and others are free to rebuke it. That debate is where true progress comes from, and we hope you'll find freedom of ideas and a forum for those ideas to be challenged productively. Our mission at Alux is to change the lives of 1 billion people through education. But in order to do that, we also have to give people the tools to learn for themselves. We can show you the path, but you're the one who has to do all the walking. Looking in the mirror, we want you to ask yourself, what chains are holding you trapped? Why aren't you feeling free? It would be really valuable if you shared your answer in the comments section, and you'll be surprised how many people feel exactly the same way. And since you're here to the very end, hey, here's your bonus. Don't be an asshole. If there's one massive life hack that we've encountered, it's this one. Simply do the right thing by your set of values. Why? Well, because every wrongdoing will live rent-free in your mind. Whenever you try to find peace, memories of the horrible things you've done will float up and you'll never be free of them. And look, this goes way beyond Buddhist karma. These are mental scars you're inflicting upon yourself that you could never undo. You knew it was the wrong thing to do, but you did it anyway. You took advantage. You were hurtful. You made others feel weak to make yourself strong. Life keeps on going, but deep down you know you did those things. They will never go away. So the only way to buy peace of mind is to act and behave now in such a way where you're not haunted by the past you're creating. The beautiful thing is, the future is yours to create, and it can be done step by step. If you feel ready, our premium learning experiences serve as guides and hand-holding tools to show you how to get there. And since you're a true Aluxer, we want to give you a secret gift exclusive to those of you watching until the very end. Go to Alux.com/freelance and use the promo code TRUE at checkout. Instead of 25% off, you'll get $100 off your purchase. That's our way of saying thank you to the true Aluxers. We hope you find your freedom. Write the word FREE in the comments so that we know you made it this far in the video. Thanks for spending some time with us today, Aluxer. We're so glad you did. If you found value in today's video, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and hey, don't forget to subscribe.